Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is a crochet video and it's not going to be a very long one, but I wanted to show you guys what I'm up to today during reading sprints because oh my gosh, I have to share just how annoying this tangle has become. Yeah, so this is one of my works in progress that I'm using for my new Crochet WIPS challenge on Facebook. And I was thinking, yeah, I should probably get to that blanket sometime soon. This is a crocheted granny square blanket. We have a little old lady who's homebound who makes these granny squares. And then we stick them together and make them into blankets. So I'm in the process of doing that here. And so the red is the part that I'm adding. This is a continuous join, so that's why these are just flapping on the end at this point, because I'm going to work back and do the other sides of these squares in the next pass, and then when I go back the other direction again, I'll add more squares. But I was thinking, yeah, it's been a while since I put all that red yarn together. It was cannibalized yarn, basically. Some of it was still in the skein, some of it wasn't, from a Rich Textures crochet along that I tried the squares and I just wasn't into it. So I finished 3 or 4 squares and gave up. You can't make much with 3 or 4 squares. So I'm cannibalizing those and then also using the remainder of the yarn that I'd been setting aside for that project for this granny square blanket. But I have cats and I raise rescue kittens. And at some point I had to take this yarn away from the rescue kittens. They made a mess of it. And I was not really aware of just how much of a mess it was till I started trying to untangle it last night. There are at least 4 ends in this giant mass here. And I've managed to crochet some of it into the blanket now. I just basically grabbed an end and started working to see if I can at least keep it from getting worse while I'm detangling it. And so I've managed to get most of a pass. And now I'm running into where I'm really focused on the detangling and making maybe 1 or 2 stitches an hour. So that is what I will be doing while I'm doing reading sprints today. Yay! I am joining in on the Wind Down Wednesday sprints, finally. I keep seeing it and missing it. I got a bottle of mead. I didn't make it to the store to get wine, but I got a bottle of mead. I've got books. I'm listening to romantic comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld, I believe, that Desmond Z was really enthusiastic about from his reading last year. I don't normally read romantic plots, but I did used to be a blogger on the comedy scene for a while, alongside the music. So I am very familiar with some aspects of the comedy scene. So I'm getting into it pretty well so far. And I'm not allergic to romantic plots, I just don't read them very much. So, if I'm gonna like a romantic book, this might be one of the few that I could really get into. Anyway, so that's what I'm listening to. I just started it at the tail end of Margaret's sprints, which just finished up. And I'm getting ready for new sprints that start in about 8 minutes from right now. By the time this video uploads, they will be ongoing, guaranteed. And I'm also reading Wolf Hall, which is now also a book that I'm using for one of the bounty prompts for the Adventurer-a-thon. So I definitely need to finish that. I also have the first book from the TBR-a-thon trail map, the Gift of Rain, that I'm working on, and the Tower of Nero for the Adventurer-a-thon, and the House of Ergo, which is turning out to be really good, although I will say, and I mentioned this before in the sprints yesterday, but House of Ergo starts out, it's on Martinique, the little island. And at the end of that section, it moves to northern U.S., and then there are different time periods, so far still in the U.S. They're not in chronological order, though. We were in the 40s, then we went to the 60s, now we're back in the 20s, and I'm really starting to get confused. And it's not organized as linked short stories. It's just the segments of a novel. So for me, that's not working. I think this book would have been far easier to digest as a reader if it was linked short stories. Because then I would be assuming, okay, we have this little story arc, and then we shift to another story arc, and the characters might be related in some way. But I don't need that relation to keep the big story going. That's what I'm missing. I have no idea how the people in this next section relate to any of the people in the previous section. The names are not the same. There's nothing about, this is the granddaughter of this person. None of that. That is throwing me off a lot. Otherwise, it's a good book. And I think I'm just going to read it as if it was linked short stories. As if they actually went all the way and just called it that and kept it that way. It is an ARC copy, but I don't think that kind of change happened between the ARC and the published version. But yeah, it's really good otherwise. I do recommend it, just I'm grumbling at it. So anyway, I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to get ready for sprints, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And hopefully I will have progress to show you on this blanket, and the tangle should be done today. So I will put a link to my Crochet WIPS challenge Facebook group in the description. So if you are interested in that, you can join. It's like book prompts, but crochet. So I pulled a bunch of song titles and song first lines, and you match your works in progress, your WIPs, to those first lines. If you're a knitter instead of a crocheter, that works for me. I run a in-person knit and crochet group, and I don't really care which style of sticks you're using. But yeah, you're welcome to join and share what projects you're going to try and finish up using this challenge. So I will catch you either in some reading sprints or in the next video. Bye, guys!